Tonight on The Edge, after a full day and night on the picket lines, the UAW plans to resume bargaining with the Big Three on Saturday.
Tonight, it was all about solidarity as union members rallied outside the Detroit Auto Show's big charity preview going on inside Huntington Place. Now, union leaders and lawmakers stood side by side, making their voices heard.
We have team coverage tonight. Fox News' Dave Kinchin joins us live from Southfield with the latest from the rank and file. Dave?
Yeah, you know, the rank and file really speaking up tonight with one voice. We see those letters, UAW, United Auto Workers. We know the name, but we saw that in action in historic proportions today.
No justice! You ain't getting no Jeep! No justice! You ain't getting no Jeep!
UAW faithful from all around Metro Detroit and the nation taking their beef with the Big Three to the streets in a march from the shadows of the Detroit Auto Show, passing the GM Rinson headquarters, one of the battlegrounds in their fight for what the union calls fair wages after record automaker profits. It's all in the first day of a historic strike.
It's been a long time, and it's a long time coming.
Superman, as he's known at Ford Michigan Assembly in Wayne, Michael Metcalf says it's simply about doing what's right for the people who make our wheels possible.
Everybody's trying to make things better for us so that we can have a legacy for our children. So we're ready to do what it takes, which is stand up and wait for something better that we deserve.
Their demands holding firm, double-digit wage increases and into the pay tiers, cost of living adjustments, and more. The march capped a rally that felt like a convention as affluent donors attended the charity preview. Labor leaders and their political allies rallied for change, including former presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, who had a message for the CEOs, including GM boss Mary Barra.
Since you became CEO 8 years ago, you have made over $200 million in total compensation. And I say to Ms. Barrow, do you have any clue what it's like for one of your workers to try to survive on $17 an hour, which is the average starting wage of an automobile worker, $17 an hour.
It was UAW President Shawn Fain who got the last word, addressing Detroit and national media. I asked him to go by the numbers.
When you come down from 35, is there a number you'll come down to, like close to 30, 25, anything like that?
Well, when we get to where we feel we need to be, we can take an agreement to our members, we'll do that. I mean, the thing is, this is up to the membership. They vote.
And as we understand, the UAW will continue bargaining with the Big Three on Saturday. Now, how are the Big Three responding? Well, it looks like at this point there's going to be layoffs. In fact, Ford had announced laying off 600 workers at the Michigan Assembly facility in Wayne. They say it's not a lockout. They say they simply have told 600 workers not to go to the job because their jobs depend on the people who went on strike. So there's a lot of interconnectedness going on. So a lot of operations shutting down there, and GM will likely, sources say, have to lay off about 2,000 workers at various facilities. And again, they say it's because of the interconnectedness of everything going on with the strikes that have already begun in targeted locations. Reporting live, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Yeah, Dave, you asked a good question to Mr. Fain there about what that magic number is going to be. We've been talking about it all week. Look, the automakers are saying we can do 20, we can't do 40. Fain is saying you got to go up to 40. Saturday's talks are going to be critical to hit that magic number, and then the rank and file have to vote on it. There's a lot of work that lies ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of distance there. You know, we saw the UAW coming down to about 35, but he didn't want to talk numbers specifically in the press conference that we had a couple hours ago or a few hours ago, but trying to get closer, that's going to be key. Also, ending tiers, that's another thing, too. The UAW says none of the counter offers from the Big Three dealt with ending tiers, and that's a big thing for them, too, and all of this as well.
All right, we'll be following the talks, of course, and the results of those talks, as well as the protests that continue on Saturday. Dave Kinchin for us live tonight. Thank you. All of this going on downtown as Huntington Place hosts the Charity Preview Gala.
And the auto show opens to the public tomorrow morning. Fox News' Dave Spencer joining us live from downtown Detroit with more. And really, it sounds like, Dave, that there were no problems, despite the fact that these events were really happening simultaneously.
Yeah, do you hear that? no, because there's nothing happening. In fact, everybody is clearing out of Huntington Place, putting an end to a charity preview. A very busy night for everybody that was coming here, for the police, because there was a UAW rally happening just feet away. They said they were prepared for everything, and in the end, there was nothing that truly happened.
We're in a constant ready state. We really are. We prepare for this all the time.
The stages were set inside Huntington Place, a celebration. From concerts by the Detroit Youth Choir, Jennifer Hudson and Shaggy, to mingling amongst the latest and greatest offerings from the world's automakers, all to raise millions for 6 different children's charities.
No more tears!
Outside Huntington Place, UAW embarks on its first full day of striking for a new contract. A huge demonstration next door to the Auto Show Charity Gala.
Both the folks coming to the Auto Show charity preview and then also the folks down here from UAW.
In fact, many guests making their way to Huntington Place had to cross through a sea of red Solidarity UAW shirts.
Get some of this fencing up, like we do for everything. We want to make sure they can demonstrate properly, and we want to make all the people that come down to get here safely.
And from all accounts thus far, the 2 events went off without any problems.
We prepare and prepare, so no issues at all.
And it's safe to say that the people behind the auto show, for them, this went off as well as could be expected. They got to have their charity gala, which raises a ton of money, millions of dollars for 6 children charities. As the UAW members, they were allowed to demonstrate and do so, have their voices heard peacefully. The attention now turns to the public showing bright and early tomorrow morning. Reporting live in downtown Detroit, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
And I'm sure many of the organizers of this auto show hope that those numbers, the ticket sales, continue to go up, because that attendance is really key for this show, despite what's going on.
That's right. I mean, this is a show for the public. A lot of them work in the auto industry. They bring their families out here. And this is a big moneymaker for the city, for the Auto Dealers Association, for everybody involved. And there's a chance for people to really get excited about the auto industry. So whenever the auto workers get back to work, there'll be something to be excited about.
Yeah, the cars inside are the cars that they made. So obviously it shows off their hard work. Dave Spencer reporting live for us. Thank you. Well, the stand-up strike going on at the Ford plant in Wayne is already having a ripple effect. After 2 units went on strike, hundreds of other employees were laid off.
Well, now we go to Fox News' Camille Mary. She continues that team coverage from the Michigan Assembly. And Camille, how's the mood at the end of day 1 here?
Well, there's been an incredible show of support, not only from the drivers driving by and honking their horns and waving, but also people from other UAW locals. Take a look. Scott Pruitt is a long way away from home.
Louisville, Kentucky, local 862. Well, I'm from the Louisville Assembly Plant. I'm a maintenance pipe fitter out there. I left home, Louisville, at 8 o'clock this morning, got around 2, picked the line for a few hours, met a few guys, and we went out to downtown Detroit for the rally, and here I am back here again.
Just one of many on the picket line outside the Ford Assembly Plant in Wayne.
My daughter called me home. She's in college. She said, "Dad, are we going to be okay though? We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay." Ford provides a great life for me and my family, but the prices are still going up and I need more money. We want to work. We don't want to be out here striking. We want to work, but we want to be paid what we work.
And of course, it's important to point out that this is the only Ford plant right now that actually is on strike. Of course, everyone we spoke with said that they are ready. The ones from the other locals say they're ready for the call to walk out if indeed they need to. But in the meantime, they are supporting their union brothers and sisters here in Wayne. Reporting live, Camille Mary on The Edge.
You know, I know you've been talking to many of the workers, including that gentleman we just heard from there. You know, oftentimes people think it's just about the money. It's just about the pay. Many of the workers out there say this has a lot to do with the tier system. You know, no matter how long you've been there, there should be a wage that's comparable for the same job that's being done, something that a lot of people feel strongly about.
Yeah, you know, it's a really good point, because a lot of people we spoke with were talking about this. They said it's just not right that they are shoulder to shoulder with someone doing the exact same job with the exact same equipment and making a fraction of the amount of money. They said this should be equal across the board. They want to do away with this tier system. And, you know, inflation is another big thing. You know, inflation and things are going up the roof as far as prices go, but everyone's seeing their wages remain stagnant. They said it's really hard to make ends meet when they're just not seeing their income go up. So we'll have to see what happens, but definitely a lot of twists and turns in this one.
And the automakers holding steady to their point that they need to make a profit and they want to come up, but they just can't go as high as they're being asked to go by the UAW. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the talks on Saturday. Camille and Mary for us live tonight. Thank you. And we'll be keeping a close eye on the latest developments surrounding the UAW strike. For continuing coverage, head to fox2detroit.com and join us here starting at 6:30 tomorrow morning for the very latest. We'll tell you everything that's going on from the streets to the boardroom.
Well, let's talk about our weather now because we are in store. We're hearing for a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, aside from some possible showers on Sunday, get out and enjoy Weather Authority. Rich Luderman gives us a look. And for all those tailgaters at Ford Field, they'll be watching your weekend forecast carefully.
Roop and Taryn, there's going to be a lot of people outside tomorrow. We have Michigan State and Michigan both at home. And then, of course, Sunday, the Lions game down at Ford Field. We're watching a weak cold front approaching from the west. So it will bring more in the way of cloudiness tomorrow. But Saturday is a dry day, but as that front slowly crawls across the area Sunday, there'll be a couple of showers. We're watching Hurricane Lee getting closer now to Nova Scotia. This is the 11 p.m. advisory. You can see still the storm is off the east coast, some rain affecting Cape Cod up into the Bay of Fundy, but Halifax is going to have some very blustery weather over the next 48 hours. New Bedford, Massachusetts, live pictures. This is between Providence and Cape Cod. Blustery there with some sprinkles. But again, Cape Cod is going to escape the worst of this. 72-51, your official high and low today. Here are your averages, 75 and 56. So a few degrees below where we should be. And over the last 3 or 4 mornings, it's been kind of chilly out there. And once again, tomorrow morning, we'll have a chilly start to the day. 48 Ann Arbor right now, 52 in Port Huron, 56 in Howe, 52 to our north in Lapeer. Not much of a breeze out there right now. We'll see a light flow from the south and southwest ahead of that front tomorrow. But a lot of green on the map, even some blue north of Toronto. Some colder numbers in Ontario, 54 Grand Rapids, 63 in Newbury, 52 degrees, Erie, Pennsylvania. So watch our next system. There it is. And it gets closer to us tomorrow. So more clouds on Saturday, some spotty showers on Sunday. Most of your Sunday is going to be rain free. For the rest of tonight, it's quiet. Some patchy fog around after midnight, down to 50 degrees. Tomorrow's not a bad day. That's your Saturday forecast. Thickening clouds. It'll be mild in the afternoon with a high of 73. And then we drop off a few degrees for Sunday and Monday. And then look at next week. We have a chance at 80 degrees middle of next week. Rup and Taryn, how about a full check Saturday morning?